wall and wrecked once again. Absolutely incredible. This guy has to be extremely frustrated. We are heading into lap 29 of 30. This is going to be the final lap here once we hit that line, and it is going to be crazy. We're going to announce a winner here for the Daytona Grand Prix. But man, I think it's going to be between these top three. The rest of the field is quite a bit far back from these top three guys. So here is the race final lap as we head into 29 of 30. It's going to be close, guys.
These guys are driving the wheels off of this thing.
Absolutely. I want to take a look at your leader. He's got a little bit of space, about 300 feet between him and BDF. Ferrari just needs to concentrate on driving this absolutely perfect. BDF is not going to let off, and WOW is just putting the pressure on BDF to make sure that he can still hang it in there. But BDF is going to have to drive it even more perfect than Ferrari Nut. The lap times here mean everything. Let's see if we can get a look on the lap times that they are running at the moment. Ferrari Nut with a 1:27.7, BDF a tiny bit faster with a 1:27.6. I don't think that's going to be enough to do anything crazy and get him the win here. But Ferrari Nut, if he can survive the final few turns here, here he is in the bus stop. He only has a little bit more to go. Here they come around the final part, 49er. This is going to be crazy. Here he goes. Ferrari Nut, he is going over the tri-oval. He is going to be your winner here tonight at the Daytona Grand Prix. Congratulations to him. What an amazing finish. BDF takes home second.
What a race.
Wow, that's garbage. And thirdly, we are heading into lap 29 of 30. This is going to be the final lap here once we hit that line, and it is going to be crazy. We're going to announce a winner here for the Daytona Grand Prix. But man, I think it's going to be between these top... All right, guys, we're going to do a quick mic check, make sure everything is going well. 49er, how you doing tonight?
Well, hello there, Frozen. I am doing well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited. Tonight we are headed to the Grand Prix of Mugello, and it's going to be a heck of a race. I'm pretty excited. So why don't we go ahead and get started? Welcome to race number 2 at Mugello. This 3.2 mile track, it's located in Tuscany, and it's known for its extremely long straight and high speed S's. Tonight will be another race involving conserving the tires. That is going to be the story for tonight. Those who are most consistent and easy on the tires, they will be the ones who finish out front. So I cannot wait to see what these guys can do with it. But before we get started, we have to go to the driver spotlights. Tonight we are with teammates veteran driver Dion 4Dub in the number 42 and rookie David MCC of the number 89 of Underdog Racing. Welcome to the booth, gentlemen, and if you are ready, let's get started.
Hello, hello.
Hello. All right, Dion, you are spotted at your favorite restaurant. What restaurant are you going to?
Whatever restaurant my wife wants to go to.
That is a smart man right there.
Right now, it's currently a restaurant by the name of Guapo's. It's a local, authentic Mexican restaurant.
Oh, nice. I'm always down for some Mexican, and there's not a lot of places around here that have Mexican food, so man, I'd totally be down for that. All right, David, you are spotted at your favorite restaurant. What restaurant is it?
Also, hello.
Hello.
I know, I was trying to say it earlier, but my mic wasn't on mute. I guess I don't really have really a favorite one. I think it's like, it depends on who I'm with. Like, I think it's like if I'm with my brother, sometimes we go to like a good like burger place in the city center here. It's called Bunsen and all that. It's like basic on the menu, but it's very good.
Yeah.
Like, you know, fabricated. But sometimes, like with my friends, we go to some kind of Japanese restaurants, like ramen places, you know. So,
Oh, nice.
I take either one of those two.
Very nice. I would totally, I'd be down for a nice burger. Absolutely. All right, David, what is your goal for this season? You are the rookie this season, one of the rookies. So what is your goal coming in here?
To be perfectly honest, not to finish last in every race this season. This is like my first like proper competitive tournament racing league since probably Forza 4.
Oh
So
wow, okay.
in terms of being I don't see myself being very competitive. Like I don't see myself going for wins, but I think I'm looking at this like very honestly. I would just want to use this as experience, see what I'm good at, see what I'm not good at, and kind of use everybody else to kind of push me more to get better. So it'll just be a case of if I can get a good few laps, not cause too many crashes, maybe try to get top 10s, maybe even go push for top 5s. I'll go for that. But right now I'm starting low, don't finish last, and maybe go for the like an attendance trophy, like to show up in every race.
I mean, it makes sense. You're a rookie this season. A lot of most come in and they just want the experience for the first season. They want to, get experience racing around everyone, get used to the tracks, the drivers, and everything else. So, I mean, it's a great way to look at it. Absolutely. All right, Dion, what is your goal as a veteran driver this season?
My goal was the same thing it was last year. Do not embarrass myself on stream. But just like last season, I failed miserably, and in the first race, the first time I'm seen on stream, just run into a wall. Nice.
Terrible timing.
Last year, I
It's
think
the
I was
booth.
sliding through the bus stop.
It's the booth jinx. I'm telling you. I'll take the blame for that one. All
It's all
right.
good.
Dion, next question. It's a pretty simple one. How long have you been a member of SnB?
A little over a year. Started last year, 2018, in like February when we started the F1 League.
And you are
and
the
BF.
owner of that.
Yes. Me and BF became admins on the same day, and I was like, I think I joined the league, and I joined the club in December of like 2017, but the F1 League started in 2018. That's when I really started being active in the club.
Right. All right, David. How long have you been a member of SnB?
I don't remember, in terms of timing, I don't remember when exactly, but I know it was around the end of the last Forza League, because I remember when I came in, I think I was watching Lucky, I forget the numbers. He was streaming it, and I basically joined from him, and it was right at the end. I remember because it was right at the end of the Forza League, and I was so excited. I was like, oh, great, because I was looking for one of these for so long. I was like, great, maybe I'll be able to join. Maybe I'll be able to join in. And I messaged you. I was like, I'll be able to join in. And he's like, oh yeah, if we get another league going. And that was when you swerved onto NASCAR Heat. And like, damn it, I don't have that. So,
Yeah, we switch back and
it
forth.
kept me waiting a bit. Yeah,
Absolutely.
kept me waiting for a bit, but yeah, but there for a while, and just waiting to see. Maybe it'll come back. Maybe it'll come back. And yeah,
And
now
here
I got
we
my
are.
chance.
Yeah. All right, David, what aspects do you excel at with driving, and what do you struggle with?
Well, if you saw the first race, you'll know definite. My struggles is speed. I'm not very fast. I know, like, I think it was like if you saw me in the qualifying, I had the slowest lap time of all laps clean or dirty, so that wasn't really that bad, ideal. But I think like a strength for me would probably be consistency. I'm not too wild. I try to keep a consistent time, a consistent pace, and try to limit my mistakes and kind of play the game of force the others to make the mistakes, so then I take my spots.
Right.
Right now, that really hasn't been tested. So it may just be because of actually the other one is like I'm not an oval person. So and I think that was a disadvantage on Daytona because it was half and half. I think I may be more comfortable on full tracks. So I kind
Right.
of hope it will show in this one.
Let's see. You know, it's going to be a great race tonight, so I'm excited to see what you can do. All right, Dion, what aspects of driving do you excel at, and what do you struggle with?
So what do I excel at? I don't know. I just try to stay out of trouble. Stay out of incidents, stay out of people's way, and keep my laps consistent and clean.
Right.
What do I struggle with?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. I struggle with translating driving over to a video game because I'm more comfortable driving in real life than on a video game. So it's a little like I get nervous pushing into corners at full speed, and then it's like it's a video game, just go for it. And it's like, no, you're driving, you're not supposed to do that. And I don't know, it's just hard to translate driving in real life to a video game and pushing it
Right.
full in the video game.
Yeah, you know, there is such a huge difference, especially I find the difference on the wheel, because it's not the same as just driving in real life. It's totally different than that.
I mean, it
So
probably would help if I started using my wheel too. I have a wheel
it
that's just
probably
sitting
would.
there.
And I keep telling you that. All right, final question. What type of racing is your favorite?
Drag race.
Oh, nice.
What I grew up on, and first like race I ever went to was a drag race. So drag racing.
Awesome. I love drag racing. It's always fun just trying to find the most speed that you can and test your limits against somebody else. So I can totally see that. All right, David, what is your favorite type of racing?
Just good old circuit racing. I know, like I just, like I said, I'm just someone I probably have the advantage because I can go left and right. You know, that's Japanese NASCAR there. But it's like I just know that the circuit's not exactly my. Oh no, sorry. The oval's not exactly my thing because
Yeah.
that's just a bit too much for me at the moment. Maybe it's just because of inexperience by the circuit. It's you know, getting the rhythm down, getting the lines right, and you know the strategy as well, like when to go for the overtake, when not to, when to when to hold back, and also like in this race, it's when do you pit, when you go for the tires, when do you go for the fuel, it's a lot
Right.
of strategy in that. So I kind of like that bit.
Absolutely. Well, that is the last of the interview questions. Thank you so much for joining in here tonight. You guys heard it from Dion, Ford, Dub, and David. So we'll be looking at them throughout the night. I wish them a ton of luck. And thanks for joining us in the booth.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome, thank you.
All right, 49er, are you ready for tonight?
Okay. Two things. One,
Yes.
hats off to David for he's a rookie in the season. It's going to be a great season, and I wish him the best of luck. Congratulations on making it into the season. My other thing is I'm trying to understand if Dion said that he needs to learn to use the wheel on the game or in real life. Dion, are you driving without using a wheel in real life? I need to know what city you're in so I can avoid it.
No, my wheel on the game. I have a TMX Pro that I do not use. I use it like twice.
Oh, okay. You didn't clarify. I was scared for a moment.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I've tried to get him to use that thing for so long, and he's like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Maybe one of these
I need to
days,
get a
though.
better setup.
You
I don't
do.
want my
You do.
wheel to
You know.
fall on me.
Like it did on me. I can't say I blame you.
Yes.
All right, guys, we're going to set up betting. You're more than welcome to place your bets now, but you are also more than welcome to wait until qualifying is over. But these guys are getting ready to head to qualifying. You can see them all readying up. But 49er, let's talk about the season opener at the Grand Prix of Daytona. It was a great one. We had a few different leaders. BDF had the lead, but after a caution came out, he struggled to find his way back to the front. Ferrari powered through the field to take home the first win of the season, with BDF coming home in second, and Wow who rounded out the podium. It was a great race, and I know we had a few cautions, 49er. What do you think we're going to see here tonight?
Well, I mean, I don't remember Mugello that well, and I know these guys have probably been out getting their lap times in and practicing, their runs and their turns and making sure they hit their marks and everything. I don't think we'll see too many cautions today because everybody's going to be um, cautious of not making sure that this week we try not to have as many incidents as we did last week. We're familiar with Daytona, we're familiar with the Daytona circuit. Looking at the Mugello track, there are definitely some open areas and straightaways for turns, but then I mean for passing and side by side racing. But then you look at some of the other parts of the track, and it could get pretty dicey. But I think let me see. I'm gonna guess
Yeah, I think it'll be great,
2.
and it's going to be hard to go side by side with everybody. It's a tricky track. There's a lot of S's. There is a straight that they'd be able to pass each other on, but it's going to be super close. We have 23 laps tonight, and I'm expecting lap times anywhere from a 133 all the way up to a 140. There's so many different times that these guys are driving, and strategy is going to be huge. I mean, we're looking anywhere from 10 laps to about 14 laps for pitting, and it could even vary from there. So you're going to see a lot of different strategies, and it's just going to be about consistency, how clean you keep your nose, and how well you can conserve those tires. So it's going to be tight with what we see tonight.
You know what else, Frozen? And you hit the nail on the head. I mean, it's a little play on words, keeping your nose clean, but that's part of it, because even if you're in the straight and you think you've got the whole thing the whole straightaway to yourself, or going into one of the turns, and you're not looking on your left or right respectively, depending on which turn you're going into, you could cut somebody's nose off and either end your race or end somebody else's, because like we know last week, there was a few places in the circuit part of Daytona where noses got cut and damage was done.
It's so true, and we saw, like you said, we saw that a couple times last week. So I'm curious if we're going to see that a couple of times this week here tonight. It's just a lot of places where so many things like what you're talking about can happen. There's a lot of S's, a lot of tricky turns, and there's places you're going to really have to watch the curbs. They can really get you, so they're going to have to watch that. But I think with all the practice they've done, I think they'll be good to go. All we're waiting on, 49er, is Scissor Blades. We've been waiting on him. Hopefully we can get him in here and get moving to qualifying. Then we can watch what these guys can do in qualifying. Damage is on, though. Not for qualifying, but for the race. Damage is on. And so that's another thing they're going to have to watch. They're going to have to go in to repair the damage if they get and have a caution. So we'll see. I do want to give a quick shout out to everyone in chat. Austin Rocks, Mike. You guys are awesome. Thank you for joining us, and everyone else who's watching. I hope you enjoy the race. These guys should be getting started shortly. Scissor Blades keeps connecting. I think he's having some connection issues. But as soon as we get him in here and a couple of guys readied up, we'll be good to go.
Frozen, what do you think? First off, have you driven this track? And if you have, what do you think the lap times are going to range around?
I'm thinking the lap times are going to range around, from what I'm hearing, some guys are doing 133s, and we have guys all the way up to the 140. So it's just going to depend. I can run, I think it was like a 138. So there's going to be those guys like BDF and Aries and Ferrari. Those guys are going to be around the 133s. And then we're going to have the mid-pack guys that we're going to see a lot of times, I would say, in the 134s to 136s. Then you're going to have the guys running towards the back in the 140 range. So it's just what they're comfortable with, the consistency. It's a tough track. We'll see what happens.
It looks tough. It looks tough.
It is, and I'm Scissor Blades. I see him. He keeps coming in and he keeps leaving. So that it seems 49er that every week we got one person that is just struggling to make it in here and stay with the connection. And I know there's a lot of storms out there tonight, so I don't know if that's the issue for him, but we'll try to get him in. There he comes again.
I think he's just teasing with us. Don't tease me, Scissors. Don't tease me.
I think so. And like I said, we got 23 laps tonight. We'll have 25 total because they're going to have a pace lap at the beginning and then they're going to have a cool down lap at the end. So once we see that number turn from 24 to 25, the race is over and a winner will be announced for the Grand Prix of Mugello. Scissor Blades is in 49er. We're going to go to qualifying and see what these guys can do.
All right.
You guys get ready to put those bets in. They are open. You don't have to do it yet. You can wait to see what these guys get for lap times, but it is coming up quick.
Be bold. Bet now. Bet now. Go blind. Do it now. Do it now.
I did already, and Austin did also. So we'll see. We'll see what these guys do. All right, let's bring it out. You see, wow, that's garbage in that green car. They are ghosted, so they don't have to worry about hitting each other. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's how that works still. First lap is obviously just going to get these guys warmed up. And then once we move along, they will be able to get the times once we hit lap 2. All right, we're looking at, let's go over to Aries and see what he's doing out here. He is in that Napa car for the 9. He is out there. He is a very strong driver. He missed last week, 49er. He got a new job and came up to us right before the season started and said, you know what? I don't think I can race. You know, I'm going to have late hours most of the time and I might just miss it every time. So go ahead and give my spot to somebody else. So we got in a new person, and then guess what? Last week during the race, he's like, I'm pretty sure I can make it now for most of them. So here he is back in action, and he is one to look out for. He is a very strong driver, very good competitor. So he is one, if you're going to place a bet, he is one that you'd be pretty safe on.
I absolutely agree, and you had to feel bad for him, having gone through all of the the practices and getting ready for the Daytona circuit, and then finding out that he couldn't, and then he was watching in the stream, and he kept saying I wish he was there and everything, and I felt bad for him, and it's awesome that he's able to be back with us, and you're right, definitely be one of those drivers that we have to watch out for, just like the top drivers. Wow, Ferrari. I'm picking a dark horse today. I think his nose was up there last week. I think Justin might make a name, and maybe even Votek.
We already have somebody betting on Justin as the winner tonight. It's pretty evened out so far. 3 different people being betted on. So we'll see who else comes here. But so far, if you're rooting for Justin, he's got 2 people on his team right now. So cool to see that. And Votek also, but you gotta place the bet, 49er, if you're in chat.
No.
He's like, nope.
No.
Let's take a look. We're on board with Ferrari Nut. That guy is looking pretty strong also, 49er.
Always. He's one of those top competitors. He's going to be up front. He's going to have a fast lap time. But the track doesn't know your capabilities. The track doesn't know how good you are, and you're still racing against other drivers. So it could be anybody's race. These lap times are going to determine a lot.
It's true. And these guys are almost finished with lap 2 out of 3, and Aries is number 1 on the board with a 133.7. Top speed looks like it's BDF. I'm not really taking too much into it. It says it's 228 miles per hour, but if we know anything about last season, the speeds got anywhere up to like over 1,000. So I'm not taking that too seriously, but Aries, he is out there with a 133.7, which is right on the fastest that I was talking about. So the guy is flying. We have Ferrari Nut out there with the 134.9 as they head into lap 3. Let's see who else. Leaf Justin with the 135, Duke with a 136, Sky with the 136, Votech 137 with Notorious Nate, BDF right behind Aries with the 134. So a lot of varying times.
And you know, Frozen, I mean, okay, so we're on the qualifying, we're doing the lap times, and you know, I'm sure they're trying to treat it as close to being in the actual race as possible. But what the lap times reveals is that, you know, you have Aries who just got back and he's already got one of the fastest lap times, as opposed to the predictable, which maybe somebody may have thought Ferrari Nut would have the fastest lap time, and it's Aries.
Absolutely. You know, and like I said, tonight is going to be all about consistency. We see J-Mac off the track there just a little bit in the sand. He gets back on. Notorious Nate out here. He is a rookie driver. But anyway, back on topic. It is about consistency. They have to be consistent, and they have to take care of their tires. I know for the first couple of seasons, BDF had a hard time with the tires, but he has since gotten a lot better, and he is out there competing for wins all the time, and that's what tonight is going to be about.
Yeah, I think BDF sponsors told him stop wearing up our tires.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I think so. Qualifying is over, so we're going to see who takes the pole. Now, the thing is, Aries got the fastest time, but we didn't talk about this week. You have to have a clean lap. If you don't have that clean lap, you are going to start in the back.
Yeah.
So let's go and see what these guys can do. Aries has gotten a dirty lap that is going to send him to the back, and that's what we saw last week, 49er. We had, well, that's garbage. He had the fastest lap, but it was dirty, so he had to start in the back.
Yep. And it's one of those things that'll do you in, just like we said or last week. You know, the laps were fast and everything, but if you've got that little diamond next to your lap time, I mean, it's unfortunate, but you're gonna have to start in the back.
Absolutely. So you know what that means? It looks like, wow, that's garbage. The guy who had the fastest lap last week, but a dirty lap, he is going to be the pole sitter here tonight at Mugello. He's got a 134.6, and it is a clean lap, so he's going to be out front there. And from what I'm hearing, Ferrari Nut is going to be on the outside with the 134.8. So congratulations to these guys. Hopefully we can have a clean race here. And once we get moving, we will bring out the pace lap and introduce these drivers going into the race. It's going to be a great night tonight. Make sure you get those votes in. I almost forgot about that. You got to get those bets in. So if you want to do that now, because we're about to shut that down.
Our caution counter has arrived.
Caution counter is here. Let's see if we can get the bets up. All right, that should pull it up for anyone who wants to place a bet. I'll give you another minute. Once that countdown starts going, I'm going to shut it down.
So many choices. I don't know which one to pick. Oh my goodness.
I know. Kaysen, what's up? Glad to see you here. Thrills, how are you doing? I guess they are. Might help if I ready it up, huh? Scissors has stayed in here, so I'm glad to see it. I was afraid something might happen, but I'm gonna have to knock on some wood because we don't want the booth jinx to happen here. We love it when everyone is able to race and stay in. Now I think we're just waiting for David to ready up, and once he does, we'll be good to go. We got another bet for Aries 49er.
I think it's a good one. I think it's a good one. You know, you have teammates and very, very powerful, strong drivers. Ferrari and Wow, 1 and 2, starting off the race. Aries, I think he's gonna let everybody know that he's got a new job and he still can race.
Absolutely. And hopefully it's taken a while for this to go. So hopefully no one is disconnecting. It happens almost every time. Yeah, I think I just saw Hayden disconnect. We'll see.
Oh wow.
Once we get out here, we'll go through the black screen. We're going to introduce these drivers. All right, let's get up to him. All right, on pole we have Wow, that's garbage. He is out there racing for Nighthawk Williams Racing. He's in that number 6. He has been in here for another season, so he is no stranger. He is on pole. Congratulations to him. In second, we have Ferrari Nut. Let's take a look at him. He is out there racing for Nighthawk Williams Racing. He is Wow's teammate, so a very strong showing for these guys. He is in the number 62. We have in third, we have BDF 48 Gaming. He is out here for Redemption Racing in the number 10. In fourth, we have Leaf Justin. He is racing for Racing A Racing in the number 24. In fifth, we have Duke the Rebel. He is here for Raging Redneck Racing in the number 86. A lot of luck out here tonight for him. In sixth, we have J-Mac Attack. That is Justin's teammate. He is out here for Racing A Racing. He's in the number 1 car. He is also Season 3's champion. In seventh, we have Skylun. He is racing for Fluffball Motorsports in the number 04 car. That name kills me, Fluffball.
Fluffball.
All right,
it just flows off your tongue.
It does, doesn't it? In eighth, we have Votech. He is racing out there for A-Tech Racing in the number 76. All right, 49, are you ready to take over?
Sure. In ninth place, we have Notorious Nate, part of the Slice and Dice Motorsports, driving the number 48. In 10th, we have Larry B. the G, part of the Redemption Racing, driving the number 73 car. In 11th, we have Dion for Dub, part of that There's No Need to Fear Underdog Racing is here. Dion for Dub, driving the number 42. Number 12, oh, look at that. I wonder if they planned that. 12th place, we have David Mc 1989 driving the number 89 car, the other half of the Underdog Racing team. 13th, we have the man, the myth, the legend, the one we've been talking about that's making its appearance, coming back. Aries driving the, where is he?
Number 9.
Aries driving? Aries is driving the number 9. 14th, we have Flow Dog, part of the other half of the other ball in Fluffball Motorsports, driving the number 81. 15th, we have Scissor Blades, the other half of Slice and Dice Motorsports, driving the number 5. And that is your field for Mugello.
That is your field for Mugello, but I do believe we're going to have to back out to get Hayden Salmons. He has lost connection, so I think that we are going to back out. So last week it took us 2 tries. This week it'll take us 2 tries once again. It's tough. It's tough. It seems like Forza always loses 1 driver. He's already back in here, ready to go. So we've been introducing everybody. So once we go, they'll just start the pace lap and get ready to move. Kaysen. I think I stopped the betting. That was a little late, but there you go. Betting is stopped now. Get everyone ready to up.
Gosh darn it.
Were you trying to bet?
I was gonna make a bet.
Were you really?
No.
I see how you are.
Was
Troublemaker.
Hey, I'm still been having a traumatic episode when I think about all the points I lost last time I bet. I'm not doing it again.
You haven't touched it since, which just cracks me up. I've lost so much. Like, that is literally why Justin had more points than I did. For the longest time, it's my stream and he had more points than me. It cracked me up. It's terrible. I'm a terrible bettor, apparently. Although last week I did get it correct. All right, here we go
Yes, you
for the
did.
Grand Prix of Mugello, guys. They are off on the the pace lap here, so let's get moving. These guys will have to line up. Wow, that's garbage. He will be your pole sitter, so we will get with him in a moment. All right. Once we get around all these turns, you can see this is going to be a very sharp turn coming into turn 1. It's going to be very challenging to get too wide going through these turns, especially through these S's at this point. That's something that they're going to have to watch. Curbs can be especially dangerous, 49er. That's not something that you want to hit. You can easily fling yourself into the left, into the sand over there. So they're going to really have to watch that.
Absolutely. You know, the sand, I didn't create the track, but the sand can play a big part in this race if you're not paying attention and you mess up on your turns, or if you get, you take your turn with somebody in and you don't allow them enough room and you have to go wide, you may end up in the dirt, and that's not going to be good for your car.
Definitely. I mean, you can see how narrow this track is. Even trying to start off too wide is going to be a challenge. But after this first start, they're going to start single file just as they are now if they have a caution from here on out. So it'll be interesting to see how they go. The person behind the leader will have to really pay attention to how they're starting and their countdown. They will give a countdown after the last turn. And we're coming up on it, guys. We're coming up around the last turn. Once we do that, WoW will count them down and they will start 23 laps. Once we hit 25, race is over. You can just feel the excitement and anticipation. You can hear him in chat, just chatting back and forth, having a good time so far. Race hasn't begun yet. I have a feeling that tempers might be raising a little bit sooner or later. This is a tough track, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Frozen, I'm going through the field looking at some of these paint schemes while we still have a little bit of time before they get started. Pretty cool.
Yeah, they took a lot of time to do it. And from what I'm understanding, Hayden Sammons, did you lag out again? I'm hoping we didn't lose you, but he is in chat, and that is not a good sign. But they are getting ready to go green. WoW will count them down. Let's get him count down. Terrible start for the guys behind him. I'm hearing that they did not hear him count it down, but WoW had a fantastic start just due to that. Ferrari not too far behind him, but look at this. For third place, going almost 4 wide into the turn, we have BDF, Duke the Rebel, and Leaf Justin going 3 wide. They were able to hold it, but Ferrari Nut being a little hard on those brakes, able to hold it, but WoW is off and running, 49er.
Absolutely, and the camera view that I'm on right now, I am riding with WoW, but I'm looking back at the field as I see Ferrari Nut in second, BDF in third, Duke the Rebel in fourth, and it's starting to thin out, but yeah, WoW definitely got a very good start. It's unfortunate that they didn't hear the countdown as Ferrari spun a little bit, but we have a long race to go, Frozen, so, don't assume anything yet.
Absolutely. Let's take it up to second here, but it looks like we have a nice battle brewing up. We have BDF and Ferrari Nut going 2 wide. BDF backs out just a little bit as he was underneath Ferrari. He decides to tuck in third at the moment. He's got Duke the Rebel behind him. But man, what a battle brewing up. BDF, I know after last week's incident between him and Flow Dog, he's taking it a little bit more cautiously this time around. I'm not even sure what happened with him last week. I know tires got connected, but starts are just really tough out here. But you can tell he's being a little bit more cautious here tonight. But Ferrari Nut, he is going to give him a run for his money for that second spot. Look at him go. BDF makes a fantastic pass underneath Ferrari Nut. Ferrari Nut comes back and taps him just a little bit on the side. BDF is still off and he is in second. Ferrari has a fantastic run. He's going to take this underneath and they are switching spots once again. "49er, what are you watching right now?"
I am watching this battle between BDF and Ferrari Nut. You know, it's still early in the race. Obviously, position is important, but you don't want to put all your cards on the table when we're only on lap 3. But this battle up here between BDF and Ferrari Nut, if it's any indication of how the rest of the race is going to go, we're going to be in for a good race.
Absolutely. I want to take it back up here to the leader. Wow, that's garbage. This guy is on a roll. He just kind of came out of nowhere. I hear a lot of talk with drivers throughout the week. Wow is a driver that he pretty much keeps to himself. I mean, he is there if you need him. He will help you out. But as far as like talking about lap times and anything else going on, he seems to be one that keeps to himself. He's just going to bring it to the track. I'm going to show you what I have, and he is bringing it tonight. 49er. I mean, this guy is on a run. He's about 500 feet in front of Ferrari Nut, but between Ferrari Nut and BDF, these guys are just battling back and forth, and I can see, once again, these guys are switching positions.
You're absolutely right. I am riding with J-Mac right now, currently in 5th, and he's still got 2nd, 3rd, and 4th within shouting distance, within arm's reach, just waiting for something to happen, making his moves. Right now, I'm sure he's probably focusing on, you know, hitting his mark and making his turns. It's still early. You know, we still got, something else we haven't talked about. What do you think, how many pits are they going to make today?
You know, I've talked to a lot of drivers, and it just depends how well they can conserve those tires. Some may want fresh tires a lot sooner, so they may go in earlier. A lot of guys are going to hold out until around lap 13, 14, 15, somewhere around there. But it is just so varied tonight, and what strategy they want to run. It just depends. It's going to be very interesting to see what pays off in the long run. And so far, we're on lap 4 out of 25. They're heading into lap 5, and these guys are looking great. I'm going to knock on wood. I don't want to jinx him, but they are really looking good out there. Aries just putting some pressure on J-Mac. He is all over him, letting him know that he is there. He wants that position, but for now, he's just hanging tight. He's going to hang out behind him until he can get probably on that long stretch. And there he goes already. He's diving underneath him and makes a fantastic pass on J-Mac for 5th place there.
And I saw the whole thing the same time you saw it, Frozen, and it was a very, very nice and very clean pass. You know, that's one of the things that we've touched on, you know, at the beginning of the race, and we'll probably touch on it a few more times during the race. You know, this track has a lot of turns, as you said earlier. It's very narrow, even in the straightaways, so there won't be a lot of side-by-side racing. But when you do end up side-by-side, you have to make sure that just, okay, one, you be a professional and be aware of the driver next to you, but 2, make sure you're aware of your car, because, you know, making a bad pass, as you see Aries moving past Skyland with a beautiful pass on the inside. You got to know where you're at and where everybody else is at, bottom line.
Absolutely. And as soon as I went off in Notorious Nate, I saw him just dive into the sand. He had a little bit too much speed going in there, but hopefully he was able to hold on to it. Aries, like you said, made a pass. He is currently in 4th, just making his way up through traffic, doing a great job. But so far, man, a lot of strong contenders out here. We have another 133.7 as the fastest lap. These guys are just on it tonight. I'm extremely impressed, I have to say.
go back here with Justin and see how Justin's doing. Some of the viewers picked Justin as their driver for the race. So come back here. He's currently in 9th place. Got that part of the track to himself, just making his turns, driving his race, and he's probably waiting to see, you know, when that first pit is, when everybody else is going to pit. And, you know, sometimes in races like these, you know, being back in the back, you know, aggression up front can equal opportunity for the back.
Absolutely. And I was just doing a little bit of a check. We're only on lap 6, but his tires are looking pretty good right now. He's got plenty of fuel, but tonight is not about fuel. It is about those tires, and so far he's doing a great job at 35% there on lap 6. So hopefully he can hang on a little bit longer. I'm not sure his strategy. It'll be really interesting to find out. But he has scissor blades behind him about 250 feet. So I guarantee we're going to see some racing between these two very soon. I'm looking at, wow, that's garbage. Our current leader, it looks like he is having BDF catch him little by little. This guy is seriously gaining on him. Ferrari Nut is currently in 3rd, about another 500 feet back from BDF. So I think the battle soon is going to be between BDF and WOW. These guys are just on fire, but BDF seems to have just a little bit more than what WOW does at the moment. You can see that view behind him.
I decided to come up here with, yeah, and I came up here to look at BDF since you highlighted that, and yeah, he's making up some ground on WOW. It's still early in the race, but you know, BDF's in that position. I think 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. There's enough space in between them, frozen, where they can run a comfortable race, still run their race, and still keep track on the driver that's in front of them.
Absolutely. And I'm back here, and as soon as we get back here with Aries, and I say back here and it's for 3rd, Aries just makes a nice move over Ferrari Nut to take over 3rd. This guy is on a roll, just passing people left and right. I don't know how he's running these times, but absolutely incredible. The guy's doing a great job. He's got a lot of time left to catch up to the leaders, but man, oh man, he is putting down some killer laps out there.
That's incredible, Frozen, that he has, I don't want to say ran anybody down, but I mean, he's making his way up through the field. That's impressive.
Absolutely. And you can see he's already put a little bit of space between him and Ferrari Nut, who is currently running in 4th. So this guy has a lot to give. We have a lot of packs here going on. You have the pack here in the front. They are very well spread out, don't get me wrong. But then you have a pack behind him. Let's see who that is involving. It looks like that is going to be J-Mac Attack and Sky. These guys are racing pretty close together for 5th and 6th. Very good job for these guys, very competitive. J-Mac is your championship winner for Season 3. Very talented driver. I want to bring it back to 7th. This is the 3rd pack that we're viewing. These guys going side by side. We have Duke the Rebel in 7th. We have Flow Dog in 8th. These two are racing. It seems to be that we have 2 cars racing in these packs when it's not out front. So it's going to be quite the battle for a lot of these guys. 49er, we're bringing it back to Justin, who is in 9th, and once again a 2-car battle going on. Scissor Blaze right behind him, and then not even much further than that, we have a couple of more guys. We have Votech in 11th. We haven't even mentioned him, and Notorious Nate, who is up further, but he had that earlier incident, ran off the track, came back on in 12th. Who are you watching?
I'm still watching Aries. Still running a good race.
Yeah.
I think I don't want to say he's not making moves and being aggressive trying to catch up. It just seems like maybe he's just riding the race for now. Just chilling and as we're on lap 9 of 25, just waiting to see what happens. It's not time for him to make any more moves. I think he's right where he wants to be, so that when something does happen, he can benefit from it.
He's running just a small amount faster than our current leader. Wow, that's garbage. He, if I saw correctly, he had a low 1.33, and garbage is just running, I think, not even 0.3 off of him. So Aries does have a little bit more speed than Wow does at the moment, but each lap, it just depends on each lap. And if you have that consistency, Aries is going to continue to gain on these leaders of BDF, who's about 300 feet in front of them, and also Wow. I do want to show some love to the guys in the back. We have
Yes.
Dion.
Yeah, I
Yes.
was doing the same thing.
Take it over then. Talk to us about him.
No, you go right ahead. You go ahead. You got Dion. I'm watching Larry.
Dion, he is currently in a 13th. He was a driver spotlight tonight. He is a veteran driver. He is an admin for SnB, also owner of the F1 League for SnB. He is out here. He just wants to concentrate on being consistent and, as he says, not making a fool out of himself. I think that he will be pleased with how he's running right now. He says that every time the camera goes on him, he is running off track or doing something crazy, but he is looking very good out there. So good job to him.
Yeah, that's funny. Not embarrassing himself. I'm sure he's doing a great job. I'm riding with Larry currently in 15th. He's doing the best that he can. He's making the turns. He's a rookie this year, so I mean, he's still driving a good race. But the most important thing that he can get out of all the races, regardless of where he finishes, is experience.
Absolutely. I feel that's the case for all these rookies. They come in here, they don't know the rules of the league, they're new to the tracks, and so you just got to get the experience, race with these guys week in and week out. Last week, we saw him racing out front, so I know we've ran with him several times throughout just open lobbies. The guy is fast. He just needs to get a handle on his car around other drivers. But I feel like tonight he's struggling just a little bit here at Mugello. But he's very strong at a lot of tracks, so do not count this guy out. He may be a rookie. You may see him right here, right now. But I guarantee, and throughout the season, you're going to see him out front with the best of them. All right, 49er, who you taking a look at?
I came up here to 5th place to watch Flow Dog as he comes out of the pits. I know you had estimated not as early as lap 11, so I'm not sure if this was a planned pit stop or if something happened, but Flow Dog back on the track, just coming out of the pits.
He is one of the guys that I suspected that would go in super early. I didn't bring the lap count all the way down, but I was told that some of these guys might go in as early as 8 laps in. That is super early, and it's about a lap or 2 later than what I was expecting, but the majority are going to go in later. I think I saw 2 or 3 guys go in right there. So I have a feeling that they're going to be a 2 stop strategy for them, or possibly even 3 for some of these guys. Their point is they want to take care of those tires. They want to make sure they're running their fastest lap to maintain their position. Guys that are in the front, they're not going to want to take as many pit stops as those guys. They want that track position and they want to maintain that. And the only way to do that in their eyes is to keep out there and keep as consistent as possible. Look at this battle brewing up between Aries and BDF. 4th and 5th. These guys are right on top of each other. I do want to give a quick shout out to Actual Vision. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the race, and I'm not sure how you haven't heard of me. I'm just a small little streamer, but it's so much fun. Wow, these guys have an incredible battle brewing up, and funny thing is, 49er, I don't know if you remember this, but these two were teammates before Aries had to leave. When Aries came back, he officially became the teammate of, I do believe, Votek. So these are previous team members that are racing for 4th right now.
Well, I'm sure as much as they respect each other on the track, hopefully there's no love lost. You know, I'm sure BDF understands Aries' situation, you know, and I don't fault Aries, because I know that if I tried out and I made the cut and then I couldn't do it because of my job, and then the opportunity presented itself to come back, I would come back. So hopefully BDF understands that. But that having said that, I'm sure BDF is going to do everything he can do to put Aries behind him.
Absolutely. And I was just taking a look at J-Mac and those tires. Man, those tires are screaming. And as soon as I was thinking he's going to go in, he dives into pit road, and there he goes. A lot of these guys are going to start to go back. So let's take a look at BDF. He has obviously gone in. I want to take a look at Garbage and see if he has gone in. Yeah, he has obviously just gotten out, so a lot of these guys are taking advantage. It's around lap 13 that they have gone in, so they can finish it for the rest of the time. Now, the guys who pitted earlier will say Flow Dog and possibly Sky. I'm not sure who else pitted, but they're going to have to go in at least one more time.
Okay, BDF, be careful. I'm riding with BDF Frozen, and he made it past Aries for second, as WoW obviously must have come out of the pits and still maintained first. BDF is all over WoW, and he needs to be careful, because it's still early, and I don't believe he's gone into the pits yet.
Let's take a look. I want to view BDF, see if he has gone in. I'm assuming, yeah, he has definitely got in. He only has, it's actually been a little bit since he's gone in. He's got about 31% worn on those tires, so he should be good to go. But man, it is going to be tight for him. He's going to have a lot of wear on those tires by the end of the race. He's going to have to really watch that. But man, the fight for these guys, he has Aries, his previous teammate, directly behind him. Look at these guys going side by side. Let's get a new view of this. Make sure we can view it. Aries going in on the inside as they enter turn one. Fantastic race. Aries scoops it up, and he is out, taking over second place. Single file at the moment, but I feel like BDF is being very cautious this race. He's doing a great job handling himself, not pushing the limits too much, and allowing people to go by when they need to go by.
Absolutely. And watching what everyone watched on the stream, watching that last pass as Aries went by BDF, that's one of the things that we had talked about earlier in the race, about you have to make sure that you are not only aware of where you are, but where the car that you're passing is, and make sure you give the right amount of space, because if you go too wide and you force somebody out, or if you don't go wide enough and then you do damage to yourself, it's not going to be conducive for a good race. So that was an awesome pass for Aries, and I think he's already got the sights on WoW, and he's reeling them in.
You know, he's got his sights set on WoW, but I'll tell you what, Aries is out here, and he is ready to make a move for first. BDF is just right behind him, but man, what a race. The battle for the lead is brewing up, and WoW's going to have a lot of defending to do. We're going to see if he is aggressive or whether he just lets these guys go. It's going to be interesting to see, but Aries is on the hunt, and BDF is not too far behind.
Frozen, look how he's closing in on him as he goes through these turns.
It's insane. I feel like I need the shark music. It's coming up here. You see that helicopter in the background. What a great view from that helicopter, I would imagine. But Aries is just all over Wow's back part of the car there. He is just putting the pressure on, and I guarantee Wow is feeling it. He knows he's there. I gotta bring this up though. Wow, if you guys follow NASCAR, he is an esports driver. He will be out there this weekend at Charlotte racing while the race is going on. This will be his first race for the season. He is going to be out there along with J-Mac, who is also an esports driver. Incredible experience for these guys. Super proud of them. But it just shows the talent that is out here and the versatility that these guys have.
You are absolutely right, Frozen. That is very impressive that they are doing that. And if you know, looking at Wow, if he drives Charlotte, I mean, it's an oval, so I mean, I don't want to put too much into it, but I mean, obviously he's a capable driver. So you know, I mean, having Aries that close to him, it's not gonna. He knows he's there. He knows how to handle himself. He'll be just fine. But Aries is gonna keep knocking on the door. Hello?
He is, I'm telling ya. I'm gonna head back here to 9th while that battle is brewing up. We're gonna give it a couple of seconds here, but 9th of Scissor Blades. He's got some company behind him. We have Justin in 10th and Votek behind him. These guys are pretty close, and it seems like they're one of the closer races throughout this track, besides those current 3 in the lead. But these guys are having a great race. It looks like Votek is trying to make a move with Justin to try to take over that next spot. We'll see what these guys can do here. Single file running so far, but I feel like they're just hanging out, just trying to do that consistency thing. They gotta make sure they're easy on the tires, and I feel like there's not gonna be a lot of battling going on until later on in the race. We're lap 16 of 25 49er. Not a single caution. I am just really impressed. I thought for sure that with how challenging the first couple of turns are and all those S's, with how you have to maneuver around them, especially going too wide, I thought we'd see a caution by now. We haven't, and that just shows the talent of these guys.
Absolutely, this just total showing total ability to all these drivers. I haven't left this battle between Aries and Wow, and I mean, as soon as Aries thinks, oh wait, Aries on the inside making a move on this.
Making a move.
Wow, and he couldn't get it.
He decided he could not get that run that he needed. Garbage took it back over. Aries in second. While that's happening, we have BDF who was catching up to him. I got a black screen, and that is usually not a good thing. Usually means that someone lagged out, so we'll have to check that.
Oh, wait. Are you seeing what I'm seeing, Frozen?
I am seeing what you are seeing. Look at this battle for the lead. These guys are on top of each other. You could cover them with the blanket. I know I say it, but guys, I tell you what an incredible race right now. These guys are putting on a show. Aries going underneath. Wow, let's see if he can take it in. He's going to have the preferred line there. He takes over, and he is your new current leader. Lap 17, Aries takes over with the lead.
Wow. That was impressive. I mean, that is a battle. I don't want to say for the ages, but that's just a tribute to the way that these guys are driving. You know, everybody knows about Wow. We just got done talking about how he's an esports driver, more than capable. But Aries showing that he's just as capable. And this is his first race, because he didn't race with us in the Daytona circuit. So this is his first race, and he's showing that he hasn't lost a bit of ability. He's still able to drive. My mouth is wide open.
Sitting on the edge of my seat. It's incredible. I don't know what happened to BDF though. He is in currently 4th, I do believe. Ferrari Nut has moved up to 3rd, but he is so far back at the moment that the only fight that can happen right now is between Aries in 1st and Garbage in 2nd. Meanwhile, when we had that black screen 49er, we lost Notorious Nate. I hate to see that.
Oh.
He was having a pretty solid run here. He's a rookie driver, and I want to see him out here. He's a great driver, so I hate to see that happen.
I totally agree with you, Frozen. It's, you know, you put all the time in to practice and so you can make a good race and try to get those points and everything, you know, and have a good season. And then, you know, the wonders of modern technology, you know, I'm going to put a patent on that, just like you put a patent on cover them with a blanket, because it happens. It's unfortunate when it happens.
It's true.
I feel bad for
true.
Votech.
BDF has
Is he in the
taken...
chat?
You know, Notorious Nate, he's in chat, and you can just see the frustration. I'm so sorry to see that, Notorious Nate. I hate to see it. I know you were doing pretty well out there. Man, Forza and the disconnects, I don't get it. It's just tough to see that. Absolutely. BDF has taken another pit stop, so that is why he lost those positions. I'm curious, 49er, what that is going to do with these leaders. Are they going to be able to hold out for the rest of the time? We are on lap 19 of 25. Let's take a look at how their fuel, the tires, everything else are looking. Aries, he is out there, 75% tire wear there. He is definitely going to be struggling soon. He's going to feel the slip in the car. He's not going to be able to run as fast. And I don't know how WoW is doing right now. Let's take a look at him. 42%, so he's doing a lot better on the tire wear. He went in later, so I'm curious to see, 49er, if we're going to see Aries and a couple of these guys go back in for a second stop. I would assume most of them will, but man, it'll be such a surprise. And to see if they don't and they just hold out on one.
Well, I mean, okay, so I'll put it to you. We're on lap 19 of 25. You're in first place. Your tires are wearing. Coming up, I mean, basically, we're going to be on lap 20 of 25 here. 5 laps left. What would you do?
You know what? Aries is in a tough...
Oh, and there he goes.
I was going to say Aries is in a tough position. I've had a feeling he was going to have to go in. Now, so he went in. My next thing is garbage. I would have gone in if I knew Aries was going in. I want to make sure my tires are able to compete with him, so I will not be surprised if he goes in. However, his tires are not as worn as Aries. Let's take a look at him once again. 46%. Can he make it another few laps? Man, what a close call. He's got to be able to keep up those times, but the pit, I think you lose around 20 seconds or so once you take those pit stops. So if he can hold that out and keep that position, he will be your winner here tonight at the Grand Prix of Mugello. But he's got Ferrari Nut in second, about 2,500 feet behind. Can he hold him off? A lot of these guys have gone in. We have Ferrari Nut in second, about 2,200 feet behind, like I said. J-Mac has taken over third. Aries has taken over fourth once he has gone out from pits. It's going to be a close call. It's anyone's race at this point, and it just depends on strategy. I can't say it enough. Strategy is a huge part of it tonight, and it all involves the tires.
You said it at the beginning of the race that the key strategy was going to be, it wasn't going to be fuel, it wasn't going to be anything else except tires. And you know, if WoW continues to lead this race as we're on lap 21 of 25, and Aries had the lead and had to go in because of his tires, I mean, that just shows exactly what you were talking about. As I'm noticing now that check on his tire wear, WoW's tire wear, because he's starting to take some of these turns a lot wider than he was earlier.
I would imagine. And you know what? Aries has taken over 3rd position. He just took that over from J-Mac and Sky, and J-Mac are now battling over for that 4th spot. Sky dives underneath, takes it over, and J-Mac moves back to 5th. But Aries has made up several positions already. But is it enough to hold off everybody from WoW's perspective? He's got 55% tire wear on this. You know, from my point of view, I'm staying out, 49er. I'm staying out, and I'm hoping that they don't catch me. We have Ferrari Nut 21 feet behind. He has gained just a little bit. Aries just gaining a lot of time on these guys. He's got those fresh tires. He's good to go. He's running the lap times he needs, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to catch him.
22 of 25. Wow. Just crossed the start finish.
You know, I do believe it was season 1. We saw WoW in the lead, just dominating a race. I think it was at Sonoma, if I'm correct. Last lap, I do believe, he ran out of fuel and lost the race just because he had to go into pit. It was an incredible, intense race. I don't know if you remember it, 49er, but I'm hoping something like that does not happen again here tonight. You don't want to see it happen twice, and I'm hoping he can hold out for it.
Unfortunately for me, Frozen, you know, along with old age comes short-term memory. I don't remember that.
Well, it definitely happened, and he is already at 61% on the tire wear. It's going to be close. We are coming up on 23 of 25. He only has another couple of laps. He is fine on fuel. That is not an issue. He just has to hang in there as far as lap times and keeping it clean. Ferrari Nut has not gained pretty much anything on him, so it's just all about that. We have Aries in 3rd. I'm taking a look at him. He's got somebody in front of him, not too far away. Behind him, let's take a look if we can see who that is. I believe that was David that they just passed, but I'm curious if Aries has enough to pass, catch up to Ferrari Nut. He is about 1,800 feet behind, but man, right now it's looking like this strategy is not paying off for Aries, taking those couple of pit stops.
No. There's what, 2 laps left? I don't think it's going to happen. And it's, you know, it's unfortunate, but it's a risk that you take. You know, everybody has their different strategies and when they're going to pit and watching their fuel and all of that other, you know, all that and other stuff. And, you know, you live by your strategy and you die by your strategy. You know, sometimes it pays off and sometimes it doesn't. Unfortunately, you know, as we're on 23 of 25, and there's not much time left. It doesn't seem to be paying off for Aries, but you know, no fault to Aries. He's driven a great race.
Absolutely. And Garbage just passed up Dion. Dion did not hold him up whatsoever. WoW has just been on cruise control out here. And I'm expecting that a lot of these guys were hoping for or expecting a caution, at least one of them throughout the race. And we haven't had a single one. What an absolutely fantastic caution-free race, and that has just allowed this leader to get away from everyone. He has put even more time on Ferrari Nut. He's about 2,600 feet behind him. So Ferrari Nut, it looks like if he can stay there, he will secure 2nd, but man, anything can happen. It's lap 24 of 25. This is the last one, so as long as WoW can hang on to it for the rest of this lap, he's going to be the winner. Who are you watching, 49er?
I'm still riding with Aries. I'm looking at the map, looking at the field, and trying to see. There seems to be a battle going on back here for 9th between Justin. I'm sorry, 8th between Justin and Scissor Blades as we come up on the last lap. Scissors in 8th, Justin in 9th.
We have, wow, that's garbage. He is rounding the couple of last turns. If he can make it past these, and he has had a flawless race tonight. If he can make it past these turns, he's going to be your winner. We're going to follow him for the rest of the race. He's going to have Ferrari Nut behind him about 2,400 feet. So he just has to get around this final turn, and we're going to get him past the flag, and we'll announce him the winner. But man, oh man, what a great race for him here tonight. He has just ran it perfectly. No mistakes. You haven't seen a lot, and here he comes, showing off just a little bit as he crosses over that line. Wow, that's garbage is your winner here at the Grand Prix of Mugello. Huge congratulations. What a great race for him.
Great race. Congratulations. And I mean, you know, we said at the beginning of the race that he was a very strong driver, and he is a very strong driver. And for some parts of the race, the beginning laps, you know, it seemed like he may run away with it. And then Aries all of a sudden just came out of nowhere and made him work for it.
Absolutely. So we have Wow, that's in first. We have Ferrari Nut, his teammate, came home in second. Aries grabbed a third. We have Sky in fourth. BDF in fifth. That is your top 5 right there. Let's go through the list here. We have Flowdog in 6th, J-Mac in 7th, Scissorblades in 8th, Justin comes home in 9th, Duke the Rebel running out that top 10, Larry B the G in 11th, Votech in 12th, Dion 4Dub in 13th, David in 14th, and we have our disconnects of Notorious Nate and Hayden. But after this race, we're going to get these guys in the chat. But man, I'll tell you what, such a strong team. Wow and Ferrari Nut, they both race for Nighthawk Williams Racing. So these guys are just taking home the points, and they are still just gonna pad that lead that they have even more so tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we're race 2, and this is their second podium for both, so
Absolutely. You can see Wow having some fun out there, doing a couple of burnouts, celebrating that win. Well deserved. He did a great job out there. Like I said, he ran a perfect race. Strategy paid off, and it shows.
you know, and I'm gonna throw out an honorable mention because, you know, want to point out and show some love to some of the rookies, and I'm going to point out, you know, last week Larry B the G had a great race in the beginning, and then, you know, some things happened during the race, and it kind of threw him back towards the back. He had a, you know, I'm sure that he practiced this track to get a feel for it, and although he wasn't able to battle up front, he finished in 11th, which is respectable, you know, 1 spot out of the top 10. So a great race for Larry B the G, his rookie season.
Absolutely. We're going to get these guys past the line. We'll head back to the lobby and get our interview for the podium finishers here of Garbage Ferrari and Aries. These guys are going to see their names quite a bit this season. Very talented drivers. Since we're done with the race all over, and I'll tell you what, 49er, that flew by. This race just absolutely flew by tonight.
You're right, it did. I mean, I may be able to go to bed before 9 tonight.
We have our winner, and it is Wow. No one betted on Wow tonight, so we don't have any winners, but I appreciate all the bets and support for these other guys. I'm telling you, this guy, he is one to look out for. He is a veteran driver out here. It's been a couple of seasons, but he is also an esports driver. You put this guy in anything and he can race it. If it's got wheels, he's gonna race it. All right, let's bring him in here. We gotta get Ferrari Nut in here also. And then we'll get Aries, who first race here, and he's already got an interview. Welcome, guys. Man, I'll tell you what. First question for WoW. Did you think this was going to be a caution-free race?
I knew turn 1 on the restart there on the green flag would be sketchy, but other than that, yeah, I figured it would be. I figured it would be green.
Yeah. I'm impressed. You guys ran a great race. I do want to say, I didn't even say congratulations yet, but congratulations to you on this win. I mean, you ran a perfect race so far throughout that whole thing. Did you stick to your strategy, and was it going to change if we did see some cautions?
Yeah, I would have a little bit there, but after doing some digging, I heard that you get a little bit tired wear when you run wheels and stuff, so I spent the last week warming up on the wheels, so I knew distance wasn't the issue, and I managed to maintain the speeds as well, so overall, pretty solid track.
Yeah, definitely some great momentum moving into next week. Just a great race. You had a good battle between you and Aries out there. Did you think that he might take over that lead and run off with it?
I wasn't worried about that. I knew he pitted early, so I was in no rush, just out there having some fun.
Very nice. Well, congratulations, Garbage. You did a great run. And I got to ask, how do you feel about Homestead next week?
I can't wait. Good and warmed up on a wheel now. Let's do it.
It should be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see you guys out there. It's going to be a lot of action-packed racing. But congratulations, and I wish you a ton of luck for next week going out there.
Thank you.
All right, 49er, let's get our second place interview going on.
Ferrari nuts, 49er here. You got me?
And for a good buddy.
First of all, congratulations on a great race. You know, you finished 1 and 2, teammates 1 and 2. How do you feel about the race? Was there any part of the race that you think you should have done differently?
I made a ton of mistakes during that race, personally, but how about that kid in that 6 car? Freaking ran off with it.
He did. He had a great race.
That right there is why, if there's anybody I'm going to finish second to this season, I want it to be him. Because nights like tonight are what are going to build a championship for the two of us.
Absolutely. And like I said to 49er, that is just going to pad your points lead even more. You guys finished pretty much in the same spots last week, didn't you? It was quite close between you guys again.
First and third.
Yeah, so it was
He
very
almost got
close.
the round BDF at the end there, but we had to make a bit of a comeback last week. This week we did it the right way. We locked up the front row, and then
Off you went.
I started making a few mistakes early, and BDF got around me, and at that point I just kind of had to grab a hold of myself and say, slow down, hold on a minute, remember the strategy. And I think subconsciously that we never even discussed the strategy is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was just kind of I knew going in that I would have to one-stop this to even have a chance of getting around either one of them.
Right.
So it's a fun track, but on 4 wheels, this track has never worked well for me.
So was the strategy that you had something that you and worked as a team, you and WoW, or is it you each were racing for yourselves?
That's rule 1 at our team is there are no team orders, and we never discussed the race strategy at all. We both ran it. I'm not gonna ask him what he's doing. He's not gonna ask me what I'm doing for the most part. We both kind of have that mentality to follow our own paths. And I was a little worried towards the end there that Aries was going to reel me in, but as the laps kind of started grinding on, I realized he was only pulling me in a couple hundred feet every lap, and it was it just wasn't going to materialize for him. And it's a good thing the race isn't a lap longer than it was, because on the cooldown lap You can you could tell going through the final 3 or 4 corners, the tires were just absolutely gone on the front of my car.
Well, it's not for nothing. I mean, you guys don't talk about your strategies, and yet 2 weeks in a row, you're both on the podium. So it's just a tribute to your skills and your abilities, and congratulations to you both. Um, if I'm not mistaken, and I apologize if I'm wrong, but you're not a fan of ovals, are you? And we have Homestead. Is Homestead oval next week?
Yes.
I believe so.
Yes, and
Ovals
you're
have
not a
not
fan
been
of
kind
that,
to
right?
me. Ovals have not been kind to me. 3 of the 4 times I've been on an oval in an IndyCar, I've ended up wrecked and 8th or worse. The only other
We'll
time
get
was the
together
last
on that
time.
one, Ferrari.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
where
work
we'll
on that. We're gonna
become
work
one
on
right
that one.
there. That's where the
We're gonna
universes
work
will
together on that
collide.
one. Yeah. But Indianapolis, the last time I raced there, was pretty good to me. I almost walked away with the big one there, but that was the last oval race I did. So I think maybe my luck on ovals has turned around a little bit. But that's gonna be the big thing is I got this guy to help me. So he is he is one of the best at what he does, and I have no shame admitting that. And that's why he's in my
I
car.
appreciate that, man. I appreciate
I'm
you.
pretty sure I
letting me
can
run with
say
you. It's gonna be fun.
I'm pretty sure I can say you're no slouch either. And I'm sure between the two of you, it's like, you guys will figure it out. And all that, we
Oh
don't
yeah.
talk about strategies going out the window next week. So, again, congratulations on a great race. Frozen, you take it over. I'll be right back.
Aries, bringing home third on your first race. You were out there battling for the win, for the lead. What was your strategy going in here? I know you discussed it a little bit with me. Did you follow through on that strategy? And how do you feel it paid off?
Well, first of all, congratulations to Team Nighthawk up there on the 1-2. Good job, guys. Well done. Yeah, strategy was going to be two stops was the game plan regardless. However, ran into some unfortunate timing with the qualifying, putting us in a bad position. And so unfortunately, it was quite a challenge to come from 13th and start battling for the lead there on the first run there. So it was quite a challenge to work. I can't be unhappy with the finish considering the mountain we had to climb to get to the podium. So, but the car stayed clean. Kind of showed a little bit of muscle once we got to the front. Unfortunately, these guys were able to stretch it out. I was not able to, so basically the game plan there was to try to cut as much time down, but I used so much tire wear up there trying to get through the field, and I lost so much time that it kind of just started screwing with the pit strategy, and so basically it was just muster what you can.
Right. You know what? I was so impressed with the run that you had and how you were able to move through traffic. I mean, you were just on fire. You were determined and you were able to make it up there and battle for the lead. So you can definitely not be disappointed in how you ran tonight. It was a great race, a lot of fun battles. You guys were so much fun to watch. So congratulations to you on a podium finish. You made a heck of a run out there.
Yeah, that was awesome, Aries. Definitely don't get that in NASCAR, man.
Thank you guys very much. Yeah, Wal and I we definitely had a battle. My objective there was get on his tail. Maybe he'll do a little bit of wackiness. And a couple times he looked like he might have getting ready to touch the dirt there, but he held on to it pretty strong. And then that's when I was like, I got to try to push him, see if I can wear him down a little bit, and try to cut down, buy myself some time. And unfortunately, by the time I did take the lead, there was just the front tires were kind of used up from just trying to play chase. So.
Well, you made a heck of a run, and your first race, because we missed last week, I explained it during the stream, but you had to back out, and so you were able to come back in after you got some news that you might be able to make it for most races. So you're here tonight, and it was a great showing, a lot of good battles. So again, congratulations, and wow, again, a great job on the win. And Aries, I gotta ask, how do you feel about Homestead next week?
Through our practice intercessions and whatnot as groups, pretty confident we can get up to the front. unfortunately, just like this race, there's a lot of factors that can weigh into what can happen in a race. I sure as heck wasn't anticipating starting in the back by a mile with the practice we did, but it happened, and just little things like that can alter somebody's race, and it sure did for me. But anything can happen at the oval. Tight racing. It's going to be a lot of drafting, and there's going to have to be good communication. And I know these two guys are going to be working on that. And other than that, we're just going to have to see what happens. Like I said, a lot of factors weigh in, and for all we know, all three of us end up upside down somewhere. Hopefully not. But,
You're not
but
on
well,
fire,
I'm sure.
Ricky.
I'm on fire. I'm on fire. You're not on
But
fire,
once
Ricky
again,
Bobby.
from Team A-Tech, congratulations to, I believe it's Nighthawk Williams Racing. You guys did an outstanding job today, last week and this week.
Thank you, man.
You heard it there, guys. This is it for tonight. Next week, expect a very intense battle at Homestead. We've seen it before. We've seen cars get air, lose some wings. I guarantee we're going to see an exciting race next week. It's an oval. We're going to have teammates pairing up together to try to take that win. So I'm curious to see, will they be teaming up with their teammates, or will they be in a position where they're gonna have to team up with other teams out there to try to make their way to the front? I can't wait to see it. So you have to tune in next week on Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate all the drivers and everyone out here watching tonight. We had a great crowd, and I know that they appreciate it. Tomorrow's stream, we'll be out here for another Forza lobby. It's just a open, fun lobby. I hope you guys can join us once again at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, take it easy, 49er. As always, it was fun in the booth.
You know, it's always a pleasure to be here in the booth with you, watching some exciting racing. Each race has more drama and more intensity than the last race. I can't wait to see what happens at Homestead.
Expect to see it next week. Until then, you guys take it easy, and hopefully I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Have a great night.